ma'am.
Okay, chalo. You do the topic "No one wins in a war" for today, and I give you
Okay, ma'am.
5 minutes to think about this topic because it's little tough. So give for different prospects and mention about it. Then I'll give you a timer where you will start the group discussion. Who wants to introduce the GD? Okay, Abhinav can and Ankit can conclude, and Neha also can conclude. Okay, great. Chalo. Prepare it wisely. 5 minutes till 4:15. You have time. Think about the topic. Do not Google, but do remember you don't have to Google or do anything. Think about it. Okay, so I think it's going to be a very interesting topic today, right? Everyone is feeling it interesting. Many
Yes, ma'am.
proverbial topics are there, like in many of the PSUs, proverbial topics are being asked, like money cannot buy happiness, money can't buy happiness. A general department to discuss on this topic. So such proverbial topics should also be in a league when you are talking kind of a topics, right? So now that with, I use this. And first, it's introduction. Similar way you started like the topic. I will good morning everyone. The topic of today's this group discussion is a famous proverb. You can say it like quote it like this. It is based on a famous proverb that yes, no one wins in a war. And we also know about another quote that is no one win in a last war and no one will win in the next war. So there are many quotes which are associated with it. We can talk about that. So then you can say, yes, this is a true acceptable proverb because in war, many of the lives, many of the innocent people, they lose their lives. And if we win also on the cost of, we win on the several, you can say the people, they lose their lives, the families lose their son, mothers lose their son, or you can say wives lose their husbands. And the family destruction is on a massive level. So now I open the house for discussion. A generic one, you have to produce it out and it is based on the conclusion of it. In the conclusion, also you have to agree. No one will say that yes, someone wins in a wall. Is anyone in the favor of it? No one will in the favor of it, right? So everyone will be yes that we had a you can say fruitful discussion about this topic, and we do agree that yes, this is a quote which actually proves it out that war should be exempted. A war should not be taking place. Something like that you should have in the conclusion side, right? In between, agree, disagreements, whatever the things are there, attach some famous quotes. Like you can talk about Russia, Ukraine, you can talk about the Palestine war, you can talk about small children being affected, like many Instagram reels have been viral. Talk about some normal day-to-day life things. This way, you will cover all the topics which were based on wars. Everything would be covered under this domain, right? So now it's clear to all of you. I think we can start. We will keep it for good 12 minutes today because you are, I think, for five and number. So 12 minutes will be the sufficient time for you right now. Okay, 12 to 14, I will move it out. Okay, so let's start. I think introduction was to be done by Ankit. Who has to introduce? Or it was Abhinav. Yeah, Abhinav. Go ahead then. Whoever was quoted.
Okay. Good morning, friends. My name is Abhinav, and I'm glad to start the discussion. Friends, the topic given to us for the discussion is no one wins the war. In my opinion, it is an interesting topic for discussion. So now I invite you all to come to participate in this discussion.
Yes, yes, it is the true that कि नो वन इन द वर्ल्ड जैसा कि हम देख सकते हैं कि अपने डेली लाइफ में कि जो जो रशिया यूक्रेन वार है चाहे इजराइल फिलिस्तीन वार है इसमें अल्टीमेटली कोई जीत नहीं रहा है बल्कि इसमें लोगों का नुकसान हो रहा है जो जितने इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर हैं जैसे स्कूल हो गया हॉस्पिटल हो गया सब डैमेज हो रहा है लोग मर रहे हैं और अंततः जो नुकसान हो रहा है केवल लोगों का ही नुकसान हो रहा है
Yes, exactly,
और
Ankit. I agree with you. And in the war, there is no one or the winners. The both sides, the both kingdoms, or both leaders will should be a losers, a big
yes,
losers, because there was backing their economic conditions or their development due to many of the years, not only one or two. The many of the years they will be back to their economic condition. We will see as a World War II, as World War I as the best results, because Japan is a superpower at the time of the 1940 to 1945. But after the 1945, what happened? The Japan was faced two atomic bombs in their land, and it was Japan was totally collapsed, and it was restarted its development. But
Yes,
Japan
yes,
was
I
not
agree with
part
you.
of.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes, I agree with
For instance,
Abhinav.
और जैसा कि हम देख सकते
This
हैं कि इसमें
no
केवल
one.
जो फायदे होते हैं, केवल जो बड़े बड़े बिजनेसमैन हैं जो अपना हथियार बेच रहे हैं, इन सब में उन्हीं लोगों को फायदा होता है, क्योंकि वो अपना हथियार बेच के अपना पैसा इकट्ठा करते हैं और अमीर बनते हैं, और वो चाहते भी हैं कि मतलब ऐसा युद्ध हमेशा लगा रहे ताकि उनका हथियार बिकता रहे और वो हमेशा धनी रहे।
Yeah, I agree with Ankit. I would like to add some points with your points. This war will be destroy the country infrastructure as well as the economy as well as the wildlife. Wildlife. These three will lead the impact on the that country, and it makes reshape their country shape also. So based on this war, all buildings, everything will be collapsed. It will take much time to rebuild the houses or else buildings. And for safe of their country people, they will flee from their country and they will become as a refugees to the other country. And also it will take more time to settle in other countries also.
Yes, I
Yes,
exactly agree with you, Narendra.
yes,
The main problem for the war is to will use a lot of the people, and there is a more and more human rights violation, and the people will get more excited, and the local people will get more chances to do the more and more crimes in within the country. So there is a problem in excelling the country and within the country, and there should be a law and order problem also, as well as a good leader will not prefer the war. Even if you see for the last 20 years, a good leaders will not prefer the war, even though the Narendra
Yes,
Modi.
Abhinay, I would
yeah.
like to throw
For
some light
instance,
on your point. As for the country-to-country conflicts, there is an institution to resolve, like UN. With the consultation, they have to go to solve in peaceful way and diplomatic way instead of
Yes,
making a declaration of the war.
yes,
यस,
Yes,
और
also
exactly.
we
जैसा
have
कि हम
seen
जानते हैं कि ये
yes,
वार
and
इसलिए होता है, क्योंकि
yes,
ये
also we
वार
have
इसलिए
seen in
होता है।
earlier yes, also we have seen in past history that many kingdoms have gone for a war, but they never find any win, because if someone is winning, then he is starting a new fight for the other commitment. And also the area and the land on which the war happens is also affected.
Yes,
And the
exactly.
Yeah,
Agree
yes,
with you.
and the
Pushpendra, I would like to throw some
uh,
light on that points. So
yes,
what
and
said
I want to give an example
Pushpendra?
for that.
Yes, yes,
Uh,
we have to give the chance to Neha.
Yeah, I
yes,
agree with you.
and
Yes, yes,
yes, and I want to add an example for that. For example, Russia and Ukraine war. It took the life of so many people, and it did nothing. I mean, no one is the winner in that case. Yeah, the war, it only do few things. For example, it only help in reshaping the maps. You know, people get the chance to redraw the boundaries, and it did nothing more than that. No one is the winner, and it is
Yeah,
only a
yes, yes.
kind of excuse for more sinister and dark agendas. And there are only
yeah,
disadvantages, for including
Yes,
economic and
Yes,
environmental damages and so on.
yeah,
yes,
yes,
for
yes,
I agree
exactly.
और
with
I agree with
decision of
Neha.
Neha.
higher
होने का एक
decision
कारण
of
ये भी
higher
है
Actually,
persons,
कि
and the
so
lower persons have to suffer the
the
decisions of the higher leaders ultimately.
Yes,
यस, यस, और ये
I
वार
agree
होने
with
It
का
is a
you.
एक रीजन
kind
ये
of
है
lust
कि
for power.
लोग
It is a
अपने
kind
आप
of
को
lust
सुपर
for
पावर
power,
दिखाना
nothing
चाहते हैं,
else.
जैसे जैसे चाइना
And
है वो अपने
Yeah,
आप को
exactly,
सुपर पावर
exactly.
दिखाने के लिए वो हमेशा इंडिया के
uh,
बाउंड्री पे जो अटैक करता रहता है। इसी तरह जो
I
रशिया है
agree with
वो अपने आप
Pushpendra
को
ji.
I
Uh,
वो अपने आप को
exactly.
Actually,
सुपर
who
पावर
lost
शो
the
करने के
who
लिए
lost
हमेशा
the
आस पास की जो कंट्री है उन पे अटैक करता है और वो अपने लोगों का जो ध्यान है वो भटकाता रहता है।
Yeah, Suragani, please,
Okay.
please.
I agree with Pushpendra what he was told. So who was lost in war? Those countries almost all lost in their economy as well as infrastructure as well as the wildlife and as well as the biologically like all fields they unable to grow as a agriculture and agriculture. So it will lead to get a scarcity of the food and it will give more impact on the day-to-day life of their country. And coming to the who are owning their war, those people are almost all broken all diplomatic ties with all other countries because of they violated the human rights, and also it will give the more impact on their traditions of traits of their traits of all other countries. It will impact their economical also. So by this, these two
Yes, and
view
it leads
Yes,
to
as well as
political
Pushpendra.
imbalance as well.
Yes,
जैसे
I agree with
इसमें
Leads
you.
to
yeah, I
अतिरिक्त
political
agree
प्रभाव
with
जो है
imbalance
वो
Abhijit.
as
लोगों
well.
का ही
Yes,
नुकसान होता है
I agree
और
with
सबसे
Neha
ज्यादा
and
बैड इम्पैक्ट इसमें
Narendra.
बच्चों का होता है क्योंकि वो अपने मम्मी पापा को खो देते हैं, सारे इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर डैमेज हो जाता है, तो उनका जो फ्यूचर है वो पूरा मतलब
Yes.
बर्बाद हो जाता है।
Okay.
बिल्कुल अंकित,
I
बिल्कुल
agree
सही
with
बोला
I
कि
agree
जो
with
जहाँ
Ankit.
पे भी वार होती है आसपास की
और
जितनी
फिर वो
कंट्रीज से जो उनके
और फिर जब
रिलेशंस
उनके
होते हैं वो
पास कोई
सारे
ऑप्शन
इफेक्टेड होते हैं। और
Yes,
और जब
I
सामने
उनके
agree
पास
with
कोई
you,
ऑप्शन
all
बचता
of
नहीं
you.
है तो फिर वही बाद में आके मतलब क्रिमिनल वो बन जाते हैं।
Okay, I agree with Ankit, Neha, and Narendra's statement. But even though when the two countries or two kingdoms are going to war, will not support each and everyone, because we not support one person because we not support one person, because we want to think in the two sides. The both will be a good ethical. They both will be a good reason. But we should not prepare the war. Even the best example is Russia-Ukraine war. Narendra Modi garu has one and only the leader who once said this is not the era of the war. She directly said to the Putin, even though the many of the European countries leaders are very uh, difficult to face the Vladimir Putin sir, but he
यस
was
यस
faced very well, because in my opinion, they say that only diplomatic ties are uh, is required to face any situation between the countries. Now is the present generation, because the war which happened with it will connect as a chain link, because the all friendly countries are came. It must be a start to have a chance to start the World War III also. So that's why each and every country, if the
yes,
country
yes,
is also
Abhinav,
very
very
friendly
true.
to us,
यस यस यस
if
A
the country
decision
is
of
also
minute,
very friendly
a
to us,
decision of
will
minute,
not support it.
generations has to deal with the uh, circumstances that the war exists.
Yes,
यस
I agree with you,
और
Pushpendra, because
इसमें
now
यूएन को भी
also.
मतलब स्ट्रिक्ट एक्शन लेना चाहिए ताकि मतलब जो वार है वो ना हो सके।
Yes,
यस
I agree with you,
दोनों
Ankit,
कंट्री
and Pushpendra's statement. Even though after the many years, I think most probably after the 70 years, in Hiroshima also, there are more and more, some of the crops are
Yes, yes,
not
of course.
fertilizing.
Impact can be seen nowadays also. Impact is not
Yes,
vanished till now.
yes.
यस
In
यस
fact,
Yeah,
even
और
I
the
agree
fight.
with
यस यस और
I agree
and
with
our country know
Varma
this,
ji.
and so he does not involve any alliance, and he does not start any war। यस
Yes, I will not support the war, but
यस
only diplomatic ties and diplomatic conversations
Yes,
will have end the war in any situations, because we have
yes,
the
yes,
many
Abhinav. Yes.
situations, because in the
You
Kashmir that
you
is
have told
having the
you
daily
have
war,
told about
but we
the
are not war. Yes,
यस यस यस
I agree with
India
Abhinav,
is
but
not prefer the war,
it,
and
it,
so he did not join any alliance। Yes
yes,
yes, Abhinav. As
I agree with Abhinav,
Hiroshima and
but I
Japan
would
of
like to add
Tokyo is
few
facing the
points.
circumstances today, the America is still in a regret that why they have done a nuclear bomb. There could be another option, but still the Japan is facing the problem just because of the damage.
yes.
And
yes
I
upcoming
agree with
generations
you,
also have
Narendra.
to face the problems. Their
Yes,
genetic issues have not vanished till now.
yes. I
यस
agree with
यस
you,
I
Narendra.
agree
और
with
जैसा कि हम देख
Ankit.
सकते हैं कि जब अमेरिका ने एक टाइम था कि जब अमेरिका ने भी मतलब काफी वार को प्रमोट किया, उन्होंने बहुत सारे देशों में अटैक किया था, जैसे वियतनाम वार हो गया, अफगानिस्तान हो गया, बट अल्टीमेटली क्या हुआ कि अंततः उस पर भी एक दिन बाद 9/11 का अटैक हुआ और उसको भी समझ में आया कि यस वार इज द डिस्ट्रक्शन।
Yes, I agree with you, Ankit. That's why only I said the previous one. We want to should to think about the each and every side of the country, because one country's perspective is different from the another country's perspective. The best example is I will tell in the face of the terrorism. You know, the terrorists, who are the terrorists? The one country's freedom fighter is another country's terrorist. Suppose the best example is Bhagat Singh. He's a great freedom fighter to us, but at the view of the British point of view, he is a great terror to him. So we should want to think
No,
about
I partially agree with Abhinavji. Actually, terrorist definition it is different. Someone who is getting harm or taking the life in other
Terrorist
country.
means who kill the people? Who kill the people? Another
But
thing,
I
actually,
partially agree with you. And
No,
one more thing,
I think our
nowadays,
topic is about the war. We are getting into a
confused.
topic of terrorism. So we are diverting from our topic.
I'm just said like an example, different point of view. I'm thinking about the point of view. What is an Indian point? What is the British point? I'm thinking like that. No,
No,
no.
but terrorism is
nowadays,
some different point. Yes.
Yeah.
now
Just an
nowadays,
example. Take it as an example.
nowadays, war was converted into biological war. If we recently seen as a corona, so earlier days war was done with bombs and nuclear. With this, it was happened. Nowadays, if by using the nuclear biological disease, if spread with all other country, so it will leads to collapse the all our country as well as their economic wise. So
Yes, yes.
But
There is that one
it will
example is
giving the benefit
biological
to
war.
the person who is spreading the bacteria like corona, as my friend Narendra said.
Yes, yes, I agree.
Yes.
and moreover thing in war, if in case
In
declared
war,
by
we
any
get
country,
damage from the
this
both sides.
huge
These kind of biological weapons, in which
I
one is getting
I feel
benefited
we
and
are
one is
kind of
getting losing.
deviating from the topic.
Yes. I'm also feel that we are
No,
deviating the
Yes,
topic.
because we
biological
were
weapon
about
is
to
also
talk
a war
about
because China is also
the
suffer from the
inherent
corona.
danger that is hidden in the war.
Yes.
The statement was no one wins in the war. It was about the disadvantages that is inherent in the war, the damages it leads to the, and it is all about the economic impact and political imbalances and environment disbalances. I mean, we were talking about the
uh,
disadvantages, that no one is the winner, you know, in
uh,
the real sense.
I think
Neha, I
I'll
like to add
agree with
one
the
point.
Neha, because in the
So
war there is no winners. In the war there is no winners, only the
Yeah,
losers.
there are
Because
some
the each
Yes,
and
of
agenda,
course. Both have
but
to
there
lose
are some
yes,
agendas. For example,
someday.
yeah, there is always an agenda behind the war, but the outcome is zero. There is no
yes.
outcome.
Yes, yes,
Then
yes,
outcome
I
is zero
agree.
means no one wins the war. The both are the losers automatically. There are no
Yes,
winners,
yes,
and equally the both are the losers, because the
Yes,
both
yes.
sides the economical damage will happen. The both sides so many soldiers will lose their life, and
And their families
so much of
also have to
economy
suffer.
also will go on.
Yes,
it is just a kind of an excuse,
yes.
just to have more
If
and
any
more
person of
power
the
and just
family
to
is
have a.
suffering, is in a war and suffering from something, then his or her family has to suffer for a generation by generation.
Yes, I
yeah,
totally agree with Pushpender.
I agree with Pushpender. Pushpender. Actually, for declaring the war time, United Nations countries should make it meeting and they have to
The time is up.
the
Guys,
United.
you guys
Okay.
debated from the topic in between, and I'll tell you the way it was supposed to be. It was appreciable that Neha actually counted down that where the mistakes were lying. First, let's go for the conclusion. Who wanted to conclude today? Neha wanted to conclude.
Yes, ma'am.
Did the introduction. Yeah. Neha, go for the conclusion first.
Yes, we have reached an outcome. As the statement says that no one wins in the war. Yes, as I've already mentioned, that no one is the winner when there is a war going on between the two countries, between two nations. It just leads to uh, different boundaries. We tend to redraw the boundaries, and it just decide the fate of a nation depending upon the what is going between the war. And it is a kind of just an excuse, and it leads to more ravages. For example, economic war ravages the environment, and it leads to political imbalances as well, because the country will be left with no money and nothing. It should be counted as in zero, because I mean there is nothing that should be comes out of the war. So yeah.
Okay, Ankit, you
Madam,
do.
shall I?
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Yeah,
Yes,
Ankit,
friends,
go
we
ahead.
have the good discussion. Yes, yes, we have the discussion, and on the basis of the discussion, I conclude that uh, we we discuss the first and second World War, and some my friends talk about the Japan that
Cannot
Japan
hear you
is
properly.
Jap-
I cannot hear you properly. Go smoothly, go slowly, and speak in a nice manner.
okay, ma'am, okay. Yes, friends, we have the good discussion, and on the basis of discussion, I conclude that some my friends talk about First World War and the Third War, and 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 some friends also talk the Iran-Palestine war and Yemen war. They also talk in the uh, structure like hospital, and the economic are the
Can
law,
anyone hear
and it
Ankit properly? Can others hear Ankit properly, or I have a
okay,
network
there is
constraint? I'm asking for that reason. Others can hear? Please tell me.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am. He's not audible. He's not.
ma'am, there is
Not
a
audible.
network issue.
I start feeling that I have a network constraint because others are also not speaking at that time. Okay, now let me provide the feedback. Everyone is done now. Any questions before we conclude and give you the feedback?
Madam,
Yeah,
shall I conclude, madam?
yeah. Go ahead, Sugani.
Uh, 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 Today we did a very wonderful discussion about no one wins in war. As we know, in war, two countries will be definitely got lot of damages. If last country lost lot of infrastructure as well as their biological and wildlife, everything will be in balance, as well as their lives also will get as a very bad situation. Likewise, one country got lot of diplomatic issues with all other countries. So in this discussion, we got to know a lot of problems which were faced last country as well as the own country.
Okay, fine. Now see, what are the drawbacks which I found in you people is, first I go with Abhinav. Abhinav, introduction. It is an interesting topic. Let's open the house for discussion. That's it. In the introduction, what was the liner you were supposed to speak and how did you speak it out? It is an interesting topic. Now let's open the house for discussion. That's not the way, right? So you have to give me some introductory line also. Topic
Okay.
interesting. Hai. What does it mean? Meaning without the person who comprehends, the person who starts a group discussion has to either give the meaning, definition, societal meaning, कुछ भी दे दो. तीनों में से कोई चीज नहीं पता.
Okay.
Last में मैंने टॉपिक दिया था straight wars. Straight roads do not make a skillful driver. Suppose
Yes.
the person who takes the charge or the introduction has to explain the meaning of that so that others can. You say sometimes you ask now, I'm topic समझ नहीं आया तो किस तरह से? The person who initiates a discussion, the person
Okay.
who brings up insight, उससे आपको help मिल जाती है. So one who takes the charge of introductory has to explain the meaning also. Okay,
Okay, ma'am.
you have to tell
Okay.
something relevant about it. So the
Okay.
introduction was not up to the mark because you missed certain lines. In between, it was very good. The way you started about giving examples with Japan and all that, and in between your participation, that was all fine. But once you went after post-COVID, the point where you started saying Bhagat Singh, he can be a terrorist for others and all that, that could be at the conclusion side, right? It should not be in the between because you are going. And one Abhinav gave a point. Where is Abhinav? Yeah, you're good leader will not prefer war and all that. These pointers are there at the end. Right now, we are talking that why we should not war, like why should not we comprehend war? The reasons can be multiple reasons. Now, Surgani, he gave a very wonderful point. The war destroys infrastructure, economy, wildlife. He gave first time this point. Second time also, he tried to repeat the same points. When you are trying to speak the three pointers at a time, what you do is you constrict yourself. तीन points इकट्ठे बोल देते हो अपने आप को क्या करते हो you can say it out, restrict yourself because next time also you have to speak the same point. So it will be very relevant if Surgani was there. He started talking that yes, infrastructure is completely destroyed. We can talk about, you can say, the wasteland, the unproductive production will be there on the wastelands where the bombs and everything has been bombarded. So that land will be destroyed. Wildlife, we have seen that many times the wildlife is completely under destruction. Many, you can say, birds, animals, they have become extinct and all that. So if you have gone one by one, your pointers would have weighed, overweighed differently. That is a mistake you do. right? So Surgani, your three things were very good, but that should be justified in a single point. Second problem in Surgani is your fluency is not maintained. When you are going to give 3 pointers at a time or something like that, your fluency disturbs because you try to speak this, that also. But you should be very focused whenever you're giving your first impression. Talk less, speak less, but give a good point with a good example. That should be your domain, right? So Surgani,
Okay.
improve that category. Then it coming to, I think, Ankit is there. Ankit, we started with Russia, Ukraine, लोगों को नुकसान हो जाएगा, ये हो जाएगा. The very first line, when you make a mark in the introduction, when you start, use some introductory line. It should be like, yes, I agree with you, Abhinav, and I would like to quote an example. आप example दे रहे थे ना, तो सबसे पहले बोलो that yes, I would like to quote an example. Let's talk about Russia and Ukraine, where many people have lost their lives, and we have seen that yes, on social media, everything, the people, the children, they were shown who were just babies, and they are infected. They are, you can say, on a stage of, you can say, deathbeds. They're already there on the deathbeds. So creating a massive impact. Emotional damage also is there amongst the people. It is not only physical damage, it is emotional damage. The people, innocent people lost their lives. But what about the soldiers? We have seen a number of soldiers who are just, you can say, very young, and their parents, after that, they meet with an emotional damage. They have to live with that throughout their lives. You could talk about the movie also, like some of the movies example. Which was that movie which was given by, I think, um, Siddhant Malhotra and Kiara Advani? There was some movie also.
Uri. Uri also there,
Yes,
man.
yes,
Uri,
Uri
yeah,
now.
yes, similar way. My basic
yes.
purpose is when you say that, yeah, even the entertainment media is going to highlight such perspectives. What kind of emotional damage is there in the lives of the people? What are the effects? So these things are also, this is just to create awareness. Why these programs are being spread? Just to create awareness, how people they live their lives even after their child lose their life at a very early age. How a young son or a young, you can say, husband, a young brother that dies, what it erases off. That is a sense of lines you have to quote. It could be about, I think, next. When I talk about Pushpindra, what I factor is that yes, your points were okay. They were kind of, you can say, not innovative ones. I would like you to work on the content segment more. And second is fluency. Both ways, Surgani and Ankit, Pushpindra, your fluency needs to be in a justified manner. Content, raise karo thoda sa, quality of content, and you should raise it like that. Neha, you have a massive good command on the fluency. That is a good command in your side. The second problem in you is that when you try to participate, I tried to see you number of times. She tried to participate. She just kept quiet. Like everyone was talking, she put a back step. That should not be there. You don't have to take a back step. If you are introducing yourself, if you are speaking, go at the very apprehension, go at the very starting stage. That yes, you are equal in this. Otherwise, even if you give 1 point, it will be like this. Okay, she's giving only 1 point, and that is okay. You try to even, you can say, come forward when everyone was deviating from the topic. That is a good command in you. The conclusion was okay. It was not very apprehensive, but yeah, it was fine one. So whenever you feel that yes, you want a, you can say, entry, because right now there are only five in number. Okay, 7, 8, 10. The students do increase. How you have to increase your entries? Okay, Ankit, yeah, I would like to add a point. You have to make your mark. You don't have to stop for anyone else. That is something you need to know. And that is something I felt disappointed in between when you tried to. I think Neha tried 2, 3 times, right? Was it
Madam,
so?
in this discussion, I was quoted with biological war, madam. Actually, it is also
Yes,
concerned this topic, or else it is debated with topic,
so
ma'am.
then when you started, see, biological and all that, that is fine. When you starting calling on different dimensions, first, whenever a topic is given, try to understand and link it to the main thing. Main thing, no one wins in a war. When you're talking about the wildlife, innocent people, soldiers, wasteland, then you talk about agriculture stuff, then you told about that even some area gets destroyed. People have to, you can say, settle into different areas.
Refugees.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
have to
refugees as a result.
yeah, they
I
have to
think.
receive it outside. Then it is about the emotional damage. If you think you have covered all the segments, then you move to the next step, like Abhinav mentioned. Now, no good leader will do that. Then you go for the apprehensions of common examples. That is the way you have to apprehend it out. Otherwise, you would say it out how to stop a war, how to do that, what government is planning. That's not needed in this discussion. Neha, are you speaking something or are you speaking at the persons near to you? Because your mouth is
No,
all
ma'am.
moving otherwise. Fine. Okay, she's talking with the other person and her lips are moving constantly. Okay, fine. So is it clear to you? Now I'll give you certain segments. Whenever you quote it out, do remember that you can get some topics which is related to Ukraine and Palestine. It can be Russia, it can be any old war it can be. When it is a war topic, just remember you have to learn 2, 3 quotes related to war. It can be no one wins in a war. It can be no one won the last war and no one is going to win the next war. That is also a famous quote. You don't have to remember who quoted it out. Suppose you have to mention it in the argument, you can just say an anonymous quoted it out, or you can say a good personality. Don't have to remember all the names. That is just because if a topic comes to current affairs, if it is related to war which is happening, how to stop the war, what is the social cause of a war being prevailing, how we can take a step forward. This introductory line and this examples can be sufficing you in the level of participation. You just have to take that 2, 3 pointers, good pointers you have on any generic topic that can help you in the further group discussion. Clear? I'll provide you a documentation also of this topic. The previous ones are also been there. You can download it on the website. Panel wise, I'm trying to make it out for you so that you have sufficient points. We did screen one. Women also, I can take any other passing day. Okay, the topic on women. Do remember the social reforms which I discussed yesterday. You have to learn on that. Female representation in different professions. And the third was your our beauty pageants, they are degrading womanhood. So all these topics, because this topic will comprehend all the topics which can come of the category of women. Okay, so this was for today. Any problem to anyone? Now, coming to the feedback, Abhinav, good one. It was nice of yours. Introduction, improve it out. Fluency is good. The content needs to be that you balance it out. That if you give good content at the start, make it at the point at the end also. Neha, good fluency in the speaking, but try to intervene at a good points. Your participation would be increasing content-wise, right? Similar way, Pushpindra and Surgani, layer content before you speak. You bluff, guys. That is a drawback from your side and you have to speak only one point at a time. Ankit had an header or an introductory line whenever you're making a move with any person. Your introductory line is going to be very important. You have to add with someone, you have to add a new dimension. These are the headers you are going to use it out. Clear with tomorrow onwards, I'm going to rate marks like who is doing good out of 10. Okay, so it will be a ranking wise. Now you 5 are there. I gave you a generic one. I hope the generic ones are completed now. From tomorrow onwards, you're going to be on a ranking scheme and maintain, like just follow, keep on your notebook. Which rank are you getting? Is it increasing? Is it decreasing? That is going to help you in formulations in the final. Okay, fine.
Okay.
So women topic, remember
Okay.
it can be any passing day. Tomorrow, day after tomorrow, but keep prepared. Done?
Madam,
So guys,
where I will get that document, madam? Yesterday you given few topics, madam, but getting
documentation I'll not
content.
give you. Documentation of women I won't give you till the time I do the okay.
But
Not
it was very.
no
Actually,
no.
I was searching in a lot of sources, madam, but I didn't get a proper content, madam, for that.
Before Saturday,
Yes,
we will
ma'am.
do the topic on women. Okay, before Saturday. You at least be prepared with some of the lines. By Saturday, you will get that topic also. But before, I always make sure that if I give you documentation, it will be very easier to capture that topic for you. Make it a very random one, and then obviously the documentation will be used. But add your own frequency also in it. Maybe you win also. So try to add this thing, different professions, social reforms which are being attached in empowering women, and our beauty pageants degrading womanhood. All three important topics. Clear? Documentation by Saturday on women. Rest has been done. Okay? One day after
Madam,
you complete.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah.
madam, sorry for the interference, madam. Madam, yesterday you said psychometric test class was there like that, madam. Is there any class like that, madam?
Not the class. I think Vijender sir would have discussed it with you. It is actually basically what is psychometric test. It is like asking the same question in different manners to check are you speaking the truth or are you speaking the false. Okay, so it is actually a test which is intervening in the programs that they ask the same statement in different multiple ways to do it out. If you want something a more discussion, I will ask Dr. Vijender to have a separate section on it. I think Pushpindra asked it out yesterday. Pushpindra, did you have a discussion? No.
Sorry, ma'am, I'm not able to attend it yesterday.
You could not ask?
I couldn't able to attend this yesterday, ma'am.
Okay, so do attend today. I'll give a reminder to sir also that yes, the people like Surgani and Pushpendra, you both can ask or any person who will go in the introductory, he can mention you out all these things. Okay, so take it as a reminder.
Ma'am, where to find these documentations?
Documentations will be uploaded after 24 hours. Like today, after this, I will write the topic and tomorrow it will be uploaded. The last ones, it will be there on the website. You have to ask to the executors, it will be uploaded. Okay?
And,
Okay.
ma'am,
previous
where
one.
we can get these recordings also?
That all you need to ask the executors. I don't know about the recordings and all that, where the panel assesses there, that you can get an guidance to the executors where it is there, or even you can call Gurvinder sir, any person. The person can help you out on that one. Okay. So documentation is all that they will be, I will ask them to forward in the groups also. So that basically from the
Yes,
group,
madam.
that would be easier for
That
you.
will help.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Okay. Right.
Ma'am,
Madam,
Abhinav,
one more doubt regarding this GD, madam. So suppose we have some good content point, madam, but while flowing GD, suppose if we unable to sync with the discussion, means it will give bad impact only, na, madam.
No. That's confined. See, it's all about sometimes I tell you one thing, Surgani, it can be that you are the only one who is from South and who is fluent in English. The other person it can be in Hindi. And yeah, I know Kukrela, but I'm giving him supposition for the finals, right? So if it is there, you can ask the panel once that yes, I'm not able to understand, or you keep your point. That is okay. The person will understand. It's not about that you don't have to intervene. It only increases your point if you are able to synchronize. If not, at least give your point. That is the way you have to do it. Okay, so it's not about that I won't participate, I'm not able to synchronize with the group. You be valid with your content, or you take at an initial step, you do participate at the initial course. Okay, that should chalo.
okay, ma'am.
All the best, guys.
Okay,
We'll
ma'am.
meet tomorrow approximately at the same time or before. I'll have it at an earlier time. Be there, guys. Okay, chalo.
Okay,
All the
ma'am.
best. Take care.